Hey guys, welcome back to PWF. I'm Andrew. I'm going to give you a quick tip that has really helped me put a lot of fish in the boat when the fishing is tough. Everyone knows me as a finesse angler. I just like to finesse fish. That's just where I'm at. One day I got to go over to my wife's coworker's pond. And pond fishing is definitely different than lake fishing, but it all has its same characteristics. I was fishing shallow water grass, and I was throwing a Jingleroo Ned Rig inchworm because I was like, hey, you know what? A Ned Rig catches the crap out of them. Why couldn't a Ned Rig catch them in a pond? Well, I take it over there. No success whatsoever. And I'm like, man, I know bass are in here. I've caught them in here before. I should be catching the fire out of them. Well, that's when I kind of started thinking, okay, the bottom of this pond is super mucky and real nasty bottom. And so I kind of changed things up a little bit. I went and grabbed a 2/0 wide gap grip pin hook by Mustad. I just personally like this hook. That grip pin holds your plastics up really well. Other wide gap hooks will work, but this is, in my opinion, the strongest and the best. And I took a Montezuma's Revenge inchworm, Jingleroo inchworm. It's a green pumpkin purple, and I'll explain to you why I use this bait. It has a little paddle at the end, so you just rig it Texas rig, like you would rig a soft plastic stick bait. Has a cup front to it, and you pull that grip pin up tight. And the unique thing about the inchworm it has a gap in the back, so you can expose your hook without actually setting the hook back in it. So you can just kind of lay it up there. So as you can tell, it's a 2/0 hook, and I'm just going to throw it like a Cinco or like a soft plastic stick bait. But the cool thing about this is the ribs on the body are facing forward, so it allows the bait to kind of fall forward, and there's just enough vibration in that tail that you're going to get a lot of bites on it. So it's almost kind of like throwing like a 4-inch stick bait around, but a little bit different twist with the paddle tail that the inchworm has. And as you can tell, I'm fishing this thing on straight braid, and that's how I started fishing it. And I've actually used this. I used it at Mississippi River and a couple other places when they got in that real shallow grass and they're really finicky. I caught a lot of extra fish on this rig, but I wanted a medium light rod. This happens to be the Mock Crush medium light action rod, a 200 size reel and 10-pound braid. I chose yellow braid just because I could see it. A lot of times you never felt the bite with this rig, so what you do is you throw it out there, and when you're retrieving it, you're really just like dead sticking it almost. You throw it out there and just let it sink, let it sink, let it sink, let it sit on the bottom. You know, the inchworm has a lot of salt and sand inside of it, so it sinks a lot faster than, say, your traditional Ned Rig baits. So it really works well as a sinking style worm, sinking stick bait. This setup is what I used on the pond. I caught the snot out of them afterwards. And like I said, I started doing it other places. Anytime you're around shallow vegetation, shallow cover, and the bite isn't quite what you think it should be or what you really want it to be, tie on this inchworm. I personally, like I said, I like using this 2/0 Mustad grip pin hook. It works well for this rig. I don't even know what you call this, but this is extreme finesse fishing in my opinion when you're throwing a weightless soft plastic like this. But especially this spring when the water starts to warm up a little bit, you're going to put a lot of fish in the boat on this behind a lot of people fishing. I promise you, you tie it on, you're going to catch a lot of fish. Thanks for watching PWF.